Yo, what's good, everybody? It is your boy Unico Williams back with another episode of Do You Hear Me with Unico Williams special, the Diddy trial. We're on to day 8. Keep it locked in here. I'm here throughout the whole trial. Also, make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel where I also do all the entertainment news, such as Chris Brown got bail. He's out and he'll be doing his tour. Also, we got some movie reviews coming up for you, so please make sure that you like and subscribe. You and IQO Williams on YouTube. So today, here's a brief synopsis. We got some more. We got some agent testimony. We got some psychologist testimony, and then we got a little twist that we're not sure if Diddy's team is quite ready for, and they tried a couple of things, and we're gonna get right into it. So let's talk about it. So we know the deal. This is what I do. I'm the actor. I'm the judge. I'm the sneaky lawyer. I'm the state, and I'm the witness. So I'm gonna act out the transcript from the proceedings, and I will give my little 2 cents in a couple of things that happen to give insight into what is going on at these particular times. So let's get to it. Happy Wednesday. All right. So before the jury comes in, the defense letter about Dr. Hughes preserves your objections, Miss Shapiro. But the defense letter is not in the docket. While after inner city press objection, the U.S. letter is in. Uh, we want to shout out inner city press because they are the reason I have this transcript. I have listened to this myself, so I have an idea of everything that's going on. This is kind of like a way for me to guide what happened today. So at any rate, when Dr. Hughes is on the stand, I'm sure Mr. Bach can raise that and cross. So as was reported yesterday, Combs' 10th lawyer is Jonathan Bach. He had to hired a new attorney just yesterday. And he's the husband of Alexandra Shapiro, who is also on the defense team. What about these texts involving Miss Batura and buying drugs in Boston? We think it's irrelevant, but if they redacted it, it is not hearsay that she was in Boston and on her own. I think that's why Mr. Agnifilo wants it in. I'll think on it. We are concerned that Miss Porter's death may be used to build sympathy for Mr. Combs and lead jurors to believe that if he is convicted, his children may. I'll think on it. As to Mr. Miscuddy, the defense is concerned about hearsay. Mr. Miscuddy will not be testifying today. Did I miss that? We emailed at 10:45 p.m. Note that this is not in the record. Why not? So they give us like a week later, but apparently they emailed the judge to say that he's not coming in today. Please get the witness, Mr. Gannon, and check on the jury. Welcome back, Mr. Gannon. The jury comes in. The feds the feds have Mr. Gannon on the stand, who is a part of like the task force, the people that raided Diddy on Star Island. Mr. Gannon, let's continue with items you seized on Star Island. GX Exhibit 215. What is this? High heels and sex items in the master closet. What's this? 3 cell phones found in one of the boots. Display the Gucci bag for the jury. Pull up GX10A and the stipulations. Zoom in on paragraph 5. A white plastic bottle. It contained liquid residue of meth and liquid MDMA. These pills were found with a Tesla imprint on them. These had the active ingredient in Xanax. This $100 bill had residue of cocaine. Mr. Gannon, what's this? A dark wood box with the word puffy on the top. How do you know that this is the Astroglide in the baby oil that you seized? How many bottles of each? 31 Astroglide, 25 baby oil bottles. Any other cell phones found? Yes. BX1301, page 3, paragraph 11. Was a gun found in his suitcase? Yes, a 45. Hold the bullets up for the jury. No further questions. Cross. Diddy's lawyer. The day of the search, you knew that Mr. Combs was leaving the country with his twin daughters? Objection. Sidebar. So they have a sidebar. All right. In planning the search, you knew that none of the targets of the investigation would be there? Objection. Overall, the plan was to have them not there, but we had contingencies. What type of vehicles did you use? Armored vehicle? In the boat? Come in by land and by sea? It's common practice. 80 or 90 agents? Not all at the same time. You found 6 people and kept them in handcuffs for an hour? No, ma'am. There was one individual who wasn't happy with us and wasn't cooperating, so we kept him in handcuffs longer because he wasn't happy with the cuffs. There was a music studio in the guest house, right? DX305, do you recognize this? Yes, ma'am, it's the studio. Move to admit. Photo of mixing board, keyboards, love, and jeweled script over it. So while Agent Gannon is still on the stand, shout out to Inner City Press, the court artist Elizabeth Williams. This is Mr. Gannon with a gun. This is Mr. Gannon with the gun. I'm sorry, I was not sharing my screen. My bad, y'all. My bad. That's on me. So this is Mr. Gannon. This is who is one of the agents that helped with the raid on Diddy's Miami home, Star Island. And also we see Diddy. He got his face in his hands, man. I think he knows that he's cooked, man. I'm sorry. I think he knows that he is cooked. The gun was wrapped in a towel. It didn't look like how you displayed it to the jury yesterday, right? Yes, ma'am. Did you find any photos of Mr. Combs with these firearms? We did not. Do you agree that handguns, metal, is easier to get fingerprint than maybe other type of device? I can't say if it's easier, but it can be done. Can you get prints off a gun easier when it's inside? I think so. At HSI, you have Mr. Combs' DNA, right? I don't know. When he was arrested, the government took DNA swab, right? I don't know. Hold up the Gucci bag. The drugs were in this bag and in the puppy box, right? Yes. Your Honor, I am going to introduce a sealed exhibit with the help of IT. May I approach the witness? Yes. We may proceed. DX 304. That's the good old deputy. All right. So the U.S. attorney says, cut off the screens so we can't see the exhibit. Now back to Diddy's lawyer. Please don't say the names of the people in this photograph other than my client. Don't talk about it. Hold on. This the U.S. attorney. May we confirm with counsel? You may. We may take the sealed exhibit down. All right. We back on Diddy. Agent Gannon, you live in Florida. Don't many people have guns in their homes there? Objection. Rephrase. Do you have guns in your home? Yes. No further questions. Okay. I don't know where he's going with that. It sounds like they ain't got nothing, but we'll keep it going. Redirect. No. Next government witness. The government calls Dr. Don Hughes. What is your profession? Clinical and forensic psychology. I treated people who were in World War II, which was such an honor. Okay. How many times have you testified in court? 60 or 65 in SDNY, ENDY, in the Northern District. Also New Jersey, Philadelphia, Connecticut, Virginia. We offer Dr. Hughes as an expert. All right, no objection. That's Diddy's defense. No objection. Go ahead. Do what you do. What do you anticipate covering? My victims stay. Why victims stay? Memory. Have you been retained by the government? Yes. What is your hourly rate? 600. 6,000 for the day in court. Why do victims stay? There are psychological bonds and the psychological consequences of the abuse. What are the levels of fear? It ranges from physical violence to butterflies. Violence doesn't have to happen all the time. What is psychological violence? Intimidation, throwing things, telling you what you can do and where you can go. Objection. Hold on. I'm going to strike that last answer. What can be the role of sexual abuse? It puts the victim in significant psychological fear. Why does it prevent leaving? Shame, degradation. They don't want to think about it. What is emotional abuse? Putting down our partner, feeling like a piece of crap. What about financial dependence? The abuser controls housing and transportation, taking away her laptop. Objection, sustained. All right, all right, all right. Are you familiar with love bombing? The honeymoon phase. The abuser showers her with gifts and affection to get her back. Does the attempt to leave happen over time? Yes, it takes multiple attempts. Which is the most common coping mechanism? Trying to work it out because of the trauma bond. You don't want to lose your partner. Personal coping mechanisms. How does placating or appeasing work? We're trying to avoid abuse. What is minimalization? The victim says maybe they had a bad day at work, maybe they were intoxicated. It's a way to stay in a relationship, but it increases the risk. It's not a long term strategy. It gets from one assaultive episode to the next. What about power relation? A person can have power as principal of a school. The victim asks, who is going to believe me? When does the victim finally speak? In a safe environment or after psychological help? What type of language do victims use when they first speak of it? They minimize, they are piecemeal, they remember the chipping paint on the ceiling, the smell of alcohol in the perpetrator's breath. Sidebar and then cross examination. Mr. Jonathan Bach, the new one, is coming in. And I believe that's why they hired him to come in to combat against this expert witness. Your clients, you observe them closely, their cognitive style. Yes. People don't fit into boxes, right? There are categories. But you have to listen to particular individuals, right? I'm not divorced from my training. When you do forensic work, you want a lot of sources of information, right? If it's relevant. You look at police reports, witness reports, and the like, correct? Correct. You're familiar with malingering? I am. People can fabricate emotional responses, correct? They can. Mr. Box, should we break here? I don't have a good cliffhanger. Break. All right, so during the break, they bring in George Kaplan. This is where it gets real. This is where it gets real. So George Kaplan was an assistant for Diddy. And I'm talking big dog, 20 hours a day with this man type of assistant for Diddy. And he comes in during this break. This is where the surprise comes in. They bring in George Kaplan to invoke his Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination. So, Judge, welcome. This is the state, it's the feds. Did you receive a subpoena? Yes. Do you intend not to answer on the Fifth Amendment grounds? Yes. Your Honor, please sign the immunity order. Out the gate. So dude came in, he's like, I ain't saying nothing. I'm not incriminating myself. I'm not saying I went to go get Diddy drugs. I went to go set up candles in his room so he could be doing. I didn't go grab cash and then go grab it. He said, I'm not saying nothing. I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right to not. I plead the fifth. So Fez was like, all right, Your Honor, please sign the immunity order. Oh, now he's getting the immunity. Has he read it? No. Read it first. The attorney says he's read it. I will sign the immunity order. The government will seek to admit GX69A. So more evidence. So now this guy, they brought this guy in who was going to be a witness. I mean, who was just going to come in and say, I plead the fifth and not say anything. And they was like, all right, we'll give you immunity. Give us what you got. And he signed it. So he is immune. And they are just really just going for Diddy. So they break. Now they're back. The feds are back up. Your Honor, we emailed you the exhibit over the break. Diddy's lawyer. We object to it as hearsay. The statement, thank you, I feel you, from Mr. Combs is ambiguous. He could be saying thanks for the advice. We'll pick it up after Dr. Hughes. Please get her back on the stand. Witness enters, jury enters. Diddy's lawyer back on it. You are with the American Psychological Association, which says you should only render an opinion after an examination, right? Where? This is a different role. You have not gathered information about this case, right? I am not rendering an opinion on any individual. There's someone named Cassie, but you don't know what she said, right? I don't. You testified across the river in East District, New York, right? Right. And you say the same thing, even though those cases are different, correct? It's to help the jurors understand. But it's their job to consider the case, right? You don't publish data on the patients you have evaluated, do you? It's confidential. So I can't cross check your experience, the basis of what you are saying, right? People might go to a civil lawyer to make a little money, right? Objection. Let's move on. All right, all right. In civil litigation, you might look for malingering, right? You gave a webinar about giving expert witness testimony, right? Yes, for battered women. Let me show you DX sidebar. So during the sidebar, exhibit from Star Island Ray, Baby Oil, and Astroglide. That is Astroglide. That is Baby Oil. There are rubber duckies in here for whatever reason. Looks like some whippets, maybe. Is this whippets? Maybe could be. Not really sure, but yeah, there's the Astroglide and the Baby Oil all get glisten and glisten. Galinda. Jurors, we're going to send you to the jury room for a bit. All rise. The jurors leave. Yesterday, Mr. Shapiro submitted an exhibit ex parte. Now, reviewing a document, what should I focus on? It should show this witness has a bias. She can be shown the document about training domestic violence advocates and asking if she remembers, but I won't admit it as evidence until she denied it and it becomes prior inconsistent statement. So, okay, the witness comes back in the jury. Diddy's lawyer, Bach. Does this document refresh your recollection? Let me look at it more closely. Yes. The fourth part is about navigating cross-examination, right? Yes. Most of your income comes from court-related work, right? No, maybe half. You raised your rate to $600? It's been the same for some time. But you raised it. Commensurate with others. Staying in line with others. You've been retained hundreds of times, but you've never come into court and testified in defense of a man accused of a sex crime? That's correct. I don't evaluate offenders. You met with the prosecutors 6 times to prepare your testimony, right? Correct. Can we have a sidebar? You may. All right, they're back. Did you discuss the topics with the prosecutor? With all due respect, it was mostly me educating them. But you know nothing about the case. Were you advising them on how to present evidence in domestic violence cases? Didn't you help them write briefs? Can we have a sidebar? Yes, but keep it brief, shorter than the last one. So the sidebar was not shorter than the last one. Sorry it wasn't shorter, Miss Steiner. So fast back up. You reviewed some filings to the court in this case. It was all related to the subject of your expert testimony, right? Correct. In fact, we redacted. You did. You are a board certified forensic psychologist, right? Yes. How many of those are there in New York State? I think about 40. Now we on recross. Diddy's attorney. Your defense work is almost entirely for victims of domestic violence, right? I'm not sure that's true. You work with Mr. Brian Steele, Diddy's attorney, who is defending a woman charged with reacting to domestic violence, right? Yes. And Mr. Steele decided not to use you after meeting with you. Move on. No further questions, man. Next witness. All right. Now we are bringing in the surprise witness, the rat who just signed the immunity. I'm going to tell it all. I was going to plead the fifth, but you gave me immunity. That means that there was like, listen, we got you caught up in a whole bunch of stuff. You went and bought drugs. You went and did this. You did that and the third for somebody. We got evidence of that. You will be put under a RICO and you will serve 15 years to life for this guy. Do you want to do that? Man, you give me immunity, I'll give you everything you want. So, the government calls George Kaplan. When did you work for Combs Enterprises? Now, it's a reason. Combs Enterprises is a whole bunch of companies, a lot of companies. And within those companies, it's a whole lot of companies under this umbrella. Bad Boy, clothing, everything's under this umbrella. So if the feds want to seize everything, when did you work for Combs Enterprises? 2013 to 2015? What fell under the holding company? Clothing, liquor, entertainment. I was executive assistant to the chief operating officer. Where did you work? 1710 Broadway, New York City. What was your next position? Executive assistant to the chairman, Mr. Combs, from September 2014 to September 2015. Who did you report to? Miss Karam, KK. She essentially ran Mr. Combs' life. Miss KK coming up. Karina Karam is coming up, man. At some point during this trial, because I know she ain't about to do 15 to life for this man. Because again, a lot of things have changed since 2012 and 2013 in these people's lives. They have families now. They got different things going on. That's just 10, 12 years ago. Where did you report? LA? What did you do? Carried his bags, made sure things were there when he wanted them. As he trusted me more, he had me around more. I set up hotel rooms. How many hours a week? 80 to 100 hours a week. And we did the math today. There's 168 hours in a week. This dude has 68 hours to himself in a week. How much did you get paid? $125,000 a year to start. What did you do in the morning? Make sure everything was in the bathroom, the breakfast cooked. He was recording a mixtape, so we worked late. Who was security? Uncle Polly, D-Rock, and Ruben. Later, licensed security in the second half of 2015. How frequently did you communicate with Mr. Combs? Multiple times a day. Things could be found in the back, an iPad, drugs, whatever. Did he threaten you? He threatened my job. How often? Maybe monthly. He say he was only to be surrounded by the best people and that he wasn't. For example, he went at me for a 1 liter water and I brought back 2 half liters. He said no. So he brought back 2 half liters. 2 halves make a whole 1 liter, but he got mad at him. How did you travel? On his jet or going in advice or in advance to make sure it's all set up? How did you set up hotel rooms? There was a bag. I unpacked it. Clothes, candle, Astroglide, baby oil. Who bought this? Often me. In what cities did you set up hotel rooms? LA, New York, and Miami. In LA, Mr. C, Bel Air, the Intercontinental. In New York, Trump Hotel by Columbus Circle. In Miami, the SLS. How was it booked? It was under Frank Black, based on Biggie's Frank White. So he was Frank Black and Biggie's Frank White. Would you clean up rooms? Yes, bottles of baby oil, Gatorade, once brown crystallized powder on the counter of his bathroom sink. How did you clean up? Not hotel staff? Why did you clean up? Not hotel staff? It was implied, protect his public image. I was keen on doing that. Explain. The objection. Overruled. I found hotels would sell photos to newspapers to shame guests. Did he reach out to you from the room? For food, clothes, sometimes drugs? I did it. What drugs? Dope kit. Illegal drugs? I object to the term illegal. What other drugs? Advil, ketamine. What's he asked for? I picked up drugs for him. MDMA. Who asked? Mr. Combs. In LA, in Miami. In Miami, Mr. Combs asked me to call a person. He came and gave me a bag of pills, MDMA. I gave him cash and gave the pills to Mr. Combs. And in LA, I went out and met the person in Hollywood. I gave money. He gave me a bag. We'll break for the day. So we still got this star witness on the stand, but we are breaking for the day. But there's more. So Diddy's attorney, the proffered email chain is about Gina, and Gina is out of the case. She's not coming. Feds is like, she's in the indictment. Diddy's lawyer, they could get her here and they're choosing not to. I'll submit a letter by 10 p.m. So we don't know if it's in the docket. So the feds are like, tomorrow, Kid Cudi, Mr. Miss Cudi. So Kid Cudi is tomorrow, y'all. We thought it was going to be late today, and we said it would be early tomorrow morning. So Kid Cudi is on the stand tomorrow. We about to hear about potentially some arson, some cars blowing up, some threats, all type of stuff. So that's what's popping tonight or tomorrow. Tomorrow we are getting Kid Cudi on the stand. We about to see some stuff. We about to see what's going on out here. And if you want to get the recap for the day, instead of I do the work for you, I listen to all 10, 11 hours of everything. And then I come to you guys and give you a quick 30-minute synopsis of everything that happened in court that day. I'm quite the actor. So if you enjoy, please follow me, Unico Williams on YouTube. I got you. I will handle this. I'm going to be here for every day of the court proceedings. I truly appreciate when y'all like and subscribe. So again, we got Kid Cudi tomorrow. Let's get it. So thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Do You Hear Me with Unico Williams, special, the Diddy trial. I holla.